I want to narrate the most unbelievable story of how I won an election for the Madras Legislative Council without a penny in my pocket. You may not believe, considering what is happening around us, that to win an election we need money in tons and crores. This is false, and I want to cite my own example and experience. In the year 1968, I stood for election to the Madras Legislative Council when already the DMK was in power for a year, and so many things happened in 1967. I was at that time working at the All India Congress Committee in Delhi, writing the pamphlets for the party. Of course, all the big wigs got defeated in 67, including the great man Kamaraj. So when I entered the field in 1968, I had no money. Just I was a young man, 34 or 35, and Coimbatore, being in the great industrial city, Manchester of South India, all the big mill owners, big money was no problem in Coimbatore, but and also many education institutions. So I announced myself as a candidate for the Madras West Graduates Constituency, Coimbatore, Nilgiris, Salem and Dharmaburi. How I won the election? To cut the story short, I want to tell my younger generation friends and my admirers and known people that I was running two magazines even then, one in English, one in Tamil, and I wrote my ideas how I want to serve society in India, and following the British Labour Party philosophy, I announced my ideas and we went around. There was only one friend who had a two-wheeler, and we went around homes, and everybody who saw us, two young men, were surprised that we could defeat the mighty DMK then in power. My opponents told me if Annadurai had issued an appeal, I would be roundly defeated, so don't take the risk. With all that warning, I stood, and to cut the story short, in the final round of voting, I won in the third round with 190 and odd votes. So there was a great shock and surprise. The great Anna, the C.N. Annadurai, the then Chief Minister, was shocked and surprised and sent his emissary K. Arivalagan to Coimbatore to meet me and find out who am I. So my Congress friends told me not to go and meet Anna because I am a congressman. But others suggested go and meet Anna and announce yourself joining the party so you will be made a minister. But I was not convinced. Yet, out of courtesy, I went to Madras and called on Annadurai in the Legislative Council's lounge at 4 o'clock in the evening during the start of the session. Anna saw my magazine, Tamil, called Pani, and Anna went through my articles and lifted his face and looked at me. When I presented him my another publication in English, he was surprised. I was able to see a great eyebrow raising surprise in his look. He was then became friendly and talked to me about what I studied, etc. In the 2 years he was alive, I used to debate with him in English, and then in 1967, Madras society was still intact. All the great men like Sir A. Ramaswamy Mudaliar, Raja Sir Muttaya Chettiar, and other great names which I can narrate here at length, they were all surprised to see a young man speaking in such chaste English and my Congress friends asked me to continue to speak in English and raise big issues. I want to end this narration by citing two of my contributions when I was member. One was a private member bill to amend the rules to terminate the service of the Vice Chancellor of Chennai University. He was there, Dr. A. Lakshmana Samariyar, a great name then, and there was no rules for him when he rises to speak. And my speech was greeted with great shouts and noise and obstructions. Nobody wanted to hear any adverse remark. Yet I kept on, and when the speech was over, I saw great men rushing to my seat to embrace me and congratulate me. The other private member bill was to establish a Tamil university in the name of Thiruvalluvar in Tanjavur, and not Tanjavur, anywhere. And I made a long speech, and I want to mention any controversial remarks here. After my speech, it should be a convention that those who have views will stand up and express their support. Great Tamil scholars were all sitting there, yet owing to political atmosphere, no one stood up and told a kind word about the importance of a Tamil language and literature developing independent university. It's just a very sorry state of affairs. Of course, I stayed there for 6 years. Kamaraj was my great guide, and I was inspired by his personality. Even when he was in Delhi, I used to move with him, and the rest of my life was devoted to promoting the old style Congress values like patriotism, independence, democracy, individual liberty. All those new ideas I brought from England, and that's how I shaped my life. And I even now remain an independent thinking, free individual who will not just be carried away by these current swings. And I want to mention, I believe in democracy, freedom, and parliamentary form of government, and we have to bring back lots of values and methods and processes from the House of Commons. There is a Thursday Prime Minister's reply in England. We should introduce such things in India. The Prime Minister must lead the party in Parliament. The Parliament must become live, and it should reflect the spirit of the country, the strength of the country. Unfortunately, today the members of Parliament are so ordinary. There is no speech, nothing happening. Parliament is not functioning. These are all sad state of affairs, and India cannot go back in history. We have to march out towards a new world which is shaped by many new historic forces. What are these historic forces? I will put in some other time in a different context. Thank you.